Yo, all right, let's talk about, dude, this is all market analysis. Anybody that wants me to look at anything, you can drop it in the comments section literally right now. I'm going to show you how we picked out the nice little top on Bitcoin to short. We gave that trade out in advance inside of Nordic Alpha. If you want more information on that, you can find all this stuff in my description section. No need to really talk about it too much. We got the bottom on silver too, okay? Silver's looking to push up. Gold's looking to push up. Bitcoin's looking to recede a little bit before its nice push up to probably 84, 85,000. NASDAQ, S&P, we actually caught the nice little bottom on S&P too. You could have gotten it on the NASDAQ as well. I'd show you. We all this stuff we give out in advance, right? If you've been watching this channel for long enough, you know that. But we're going to talk about where all those assets are going to be going, and then we're going to get to your requests. I'm not going to talk too terribly much before we get into the charts because I want to bang through stuff, and I want to do what you guys want us to do, right? So I want to take your requests. I want to get everybody's analysis that they're requesting done, right? As many as possible, right? Let's bang through like 20, 30 assets today, man. Drop them all in the comment section. Man, I'm looking forward to it because I like doing the analysis for people. I truly do. Gives a really good way to showcase not only my methodology and how absolutely ridiculously well it works, and it kind of like iterates that, but second, because, man, gives me a really good way to show you how to use the indicator. So I'm going to give you some pretty bullish stuff, teach you exactly how to do this. And we'll just get into it from there. So again, as I say on every single stream, drop your assets that you want to see in the comments section right now. Just like the sooner you get it in, the more guarantee that yours is going to get covered, because trust me, there's going to be dozens that start flooding in over the next few minutes. Like right now, we've got 24 people on the stream across all platforms. There's going to be 4, 5, 6 dozen people by the end of this. If you don't get your requests in now, you might not get yours covered. And with that being said, we're going to go ahead and jump straight into the actual analysis. That way we can bang through what we know we're going to do, which is gold, silver, Bitcoin, S&P, NASDAQ, and then we're going to go and take it from there. Okay, so here's gold. This is gold in a nutshell, okay? Gold really needs to uphold this support right here, okay, which is at $4,600. I would like to see gold uphold the $4,600 range right there. That's and this is very simple, right? This is the indicators make this very simple. Alpha Intelligence, the two that you need the most, in my opinion. Alpha Structure Suite, which is market structure, gives you market structure, highs, lows, trends, all in this box right here. It tells you the trend from the 1 minute all the way up to the monthly. And then it gives you kind of your swing failure patterns, which are your liquidity grabs and fake outs. And if you know how to interpret this, you absolutely crush it. Same thing with order blocks. Okay. Order block suite, probably the most critical out of all of them. Why? Because it gives you supply and demand, or support and resistance, on steroids, and it volume weights it. Because if we know there's one single thing that rules the market, it is volume, okay? And the only thing that matters in the market, it's not a trend line, it's not a friggin' moving average, it's not a bull flag or a bear flag, it's not a pivot point, it is the volume that entered at the exact price points that it entered, and multiplied by the velocity that it came in. It's a very particular set of calculations. And obviously, Order Block Suite does that for you and then pops it up. Watch. In like 5 seconds, no problem. But what I want to do here on gold, I want to uphold this level, okay? $10,700, okay? Or 10,700 contracts were traded at this level. Call it $20,000 per contract, about 200 million in institutional support here. You've got another support right here at it's 4,000 in volume here, which is probably about 75 million to, about 100 million in volume, right? In long volume, right? I think I said short volume before. This is support, okay? Now, here's what it comes down to. We got to zoom out to see where it is that we're going. But once we clear this one level that I'm about to show you, if we can uphold $4,550 to $4,600, dude, we are super flying on gold, okay? Then all we really have to do is clear this level right here. And this is where I bring in my other alpha intelligence indicators that show me the institutional levels, right? And you can have access to all of these with one subscription. It's $59 a month. You can try it for $7. But ultimately, once we get up above right around here, which is 47.90, you're coming up to about 49.50 before you receive any real resistance. You're probably going to get a little bit of a rejection there, and then you're coming up to $5,100, $5,050 to $5,150. That's pretty decent. Once you get up above that, guess what? Boom, right? You're looking at $5,400. So ultimately what it comes down to, you clear these highs, you're probably heading to $4,900. You clear that, you're heading to about $5,150. You clear $5,150. My friends, you're coming up to about $5,500. Now, obviously, the one thing I want people to understand is like, you gotta, like, in order to have these levels on your chart, you're gonna have to have the alpha intelligence indicators. I totally get that. Small price to pay to just not be Donna Goodo, because if you don't have the indicators on your chart, this is essentially who you are. You're Donna Goodo.
But I cannot see. I'm legally blind. That's my story. I'm sticking to it. I'm innocent.
And you're not innocent, because now I've showed you the institutional footprint. So don't be legally blind in the market. Get the indicators. Know exactly where price is going to go. We predict this like all day, every day on so many different assets. And if you don't believe me, drop an asset in the comments section, and I'll gladly show you on an asset that you are actually, that you want me to show you on. Okay. That's gold in a nutshell. Okay. This right here is a no-fly zone from about 46.50 down to about 45.80. No fly zone. Why? Because there's no support here. Once you drop below this naked daily VWAP and this naked point of control right here, there's nothing to hold you up from getting down here to about 45.60 to 45.80. Okay. Then you're going to get a bounce point there and probably start heading back up to the highs. Let me show you the silver trade though. And you're probably wondering, like, if we go to the 1 hour chart, we'll zoom in a little bit. I'm gonna show you something really quickly on gold. You're probably wondering, like, okay, Drew, you've told us about the triangles, right? The triangles always tell you like where the tops are, where the bottoms are, and all that stuff, right? Now, there's one thing I want you to understand, and I'll be honest with you. You don't even have to understand this stuff because it's gonna tell you, but if you come in and say you try the indicators for $7 for 7 days, right? That's what you can do. And the second that you come in, you're going to get training on this, but I'm going to show you like kind of a tidbit on this. But I have full strategies built out based on all of these indicators and based on what they're showing you on the charts that you get access to. The second that you come in, you also get access to trainings on all of the indicators and like what they're showing you and what that means. Now, for gold, you did get, and you would have won on this trade. You would have won on this one. You pushed right up to VWAP. You would have won on this one. You pushed right up above VWAP. And you would already be winning on this one right now. You pushed up to VWAP. I get that, okay? Now, here's the thing. I only take high probability setups. So what I want to see when I see these triangles come in, I want to see one of two things. Either one, that triangle comes in inside of a box, right? That's one. Or two, that triangle comes in and it's at the lows. You see RSI having a divergence. So the lows on gold are going down, but the lows on RSI are also going down. That is not a divergence. I'm not taking that trade. Why? Because it's not a high probability setup. Would it have won? Yes. Would it have won? Yes. Would it be winning? Yes. But still, I am in the business of taking high probability setups. I don't need to take this trade. Why? Because I got this trade in silver. I don't have to pick and choose, man. Look at this trade. Look at this trade right here, man. Boom, blast off, right? Blast off, almost hit full take profit. Why take my chance on this trade whenever I have like my really good trade here that I'll explain to you here in just a second? So For the bear or the bullish divergences, that's when price is trending down, setting lower lows, and RSI is doing this, setting higher lows, right? Think about it like that, okay? Then for bearish divergences, it's when price is setting higher highs and RSI's highs are trending down. So if I was going to take this trade right here, I would want to see the divergence happen here before I took that trade. That's it. That's literally it. And again, I train you on all of that as soon as you come in to get the indicators. You're trained on everything. Okay. Now let's talk about silver. So this is a trade that we called out in advance. Okay. What was this trade? Well, let me show you really quickly what this trade was. Okay. So we had what was called a naked weekly VWAP or a naked daily VWAP right here. Okay. We actually tagged that naked daily VWAP, pushed up to the live VWAP, and then rejected. And then guess what happened? We got our triangle, right? Now, what do we know about when we get the triangles? We need to see either that triangle needs to be inside of it, a box, an order block, right? Which it is not. So what else can we look for? We look for the divergence where the lows are getting lower and the RSI lows are getting higher. See how much higher probability of a setup that was, and see how much bigger of a move that was, right? Than say this or even this. See what I'm saying? That's why we have these criteria, okay? So all you have to do is when that happens, you enter in the direction that the actual triangle is pointing. It's that simple. And you can just enter on the next candle right here, right? And then boom, you're just blasting up. Bang. All you got to do after that, set your stop loss under VWAP once you have gained VWAP. And if you want to understand like what these VWAP, like naked VWAPs do, this is a naked VWAP. Look what happened whenever price hit it. It bounced up, went straight to the next VWAP, right? Then it bounced down, gave us our swing failure pattern, bounced up. This was another naked VWAP, right? Look what happened when price tagged it. Boom, came right back up, regained VWAP, right? That's why we would stay in this trade right here. Not that one. Because we know we just came down and hit support and then bounced up. And then you just trail your stop loss under VWAP once you have regained it. It's that simple. It truly and really is that simple. Maybe I should actually make a strategy video on that. And maybe I'll do that actually. So in any case, once we lose 66.50, if we lose it, it gets real nasty because you're probably coming down to $64. Okay. So we really want to uphold this level right here, $66.50 to $67. And if we do, guess what, my friends? We're coming up to about 71 to 71.50. And then once we clear, it's about 73 bucks. We've got some pretty massive upside on silver. Okay, now Bitcoin. Let's show you the trade that we actually took on Bitcoin. I'll tell you why we took this trade. Okay, where's it at? Where is my short? Not this one. It's this one. Okay, so why did we take this trade? Well, I think it's pretty clear to see. You actually kind of see it. You had your triangle, right? That's perfectly fine. That came inside of a 4-hour and an 8-hour order block set. And I'll show you that order block set. Give me 1 second. Let me just pop up because we don't hide anything. I want you to be able to go back in time, in real time on the live charts and see like where were the supports and resistances. And as you can see, this was your 4-hour to 8-hour order block box. Where did price come? Right to it and just barely wicked outside of it and then reversed, right? So let's get those off of there now that we know that that was your resistance. Now, what you can do is you can see there was a triangle that happened inside of that box. There's also a bearish divergence happening where price is going up and RSI lows or RSI highs are going down, right? So this is your peak. You enter anywhere around here. You set your stop loss outside of the peak, and then guess what? You're moving down, okay? That's it. Now, you're probably wondering, hey, we got a triangle here. Why wouldn't you have just closed your trade out there? Well, I'll show you. Because price lows are moving down, right? But what's happening to the lows on RSI? Still moving down. No divergence there. No divergence telling me this is a fake out and that we're going to be coming back to the highs. So you don't close out the trade. And then guess what happened? I'll show you. You created more order blocks right here. Okay. And then you created another set of order blocks right here. Now you have resistance above you to where Bitcoin is most likely going to come down to $74,000. Okay. Before you move up to the eventual $84,000 to $85,000 range. And again, all you need is the indicators, and you'll see this very clearly on your chart, right? And once you come down here and you test the 74 to 72.5 range, that's where you're like, boom, okay, I'm going to start thinking about taking longs and bringing it back up to this $84,000 to $85,000 range. If anything about that is unclear, let me know, but I think it's pretty cut and dry, right? The boxes are on your charts. The lines are on your charts. The triangles are on your charts. You're just playing ping pong, right? You're just playing ping pong. You ping pong here, you go down here. You bounce back up, you play ping pong, you play ping pong. See what I'm saying? That's all these boxes are basically doing. They are giving you the actual calculations of the volume that comes in from institutions and basically calculates that, weighting it by velocity of the volume that comes in. So what do I mean by velocity? If $100 million worth of volume comes in to the long side in a day, is that a lot of volume on Bitcoin? No. But if that same $100 million worth of volume comes in a 1 hour period, is that a lot of volume? Yep. That's what the order blocks are telling you. They're telling you the volume that comes in with velocity. It's not just showing you volume. It's showing you here's where volume came in a heavy, heavy way, showing institutional positioning. That's it. This is where the institution's positioned. And this is where they are likely to bounce price. This is where they are likely to reject price. This is where they are likely to reject price before they eventually move it up further than that. Now, here's the other thing. Once you get up above the $74,000 range or $84,000 range, sorry, you're coming up into the 90s, my friends. Look at where your next level of resistance is. $91,000. Then you've got resistance at 93. Then your top level resistance is at $96,000. I'm not saying that this is the beginning of the bull run. It could be. I'm saying we could probably come back down here to 74, and you could even come down to about 68 and then still be moving up towards the all-time highs eventually, right? That's what's going to keep the market intact. Now, one thing I want you to show you is this trade on the S&P, okay? Why did we take this long? Well, it's very simple. Look at this long, right? We entered right here, okay? Give the indicators a second to load. Price is going down, right? You've got your old lows right there, right? So old lows right here, new lows right here, and watch. You're going to see the triangle pop up inside of the box. Now, all I have to do, pull up RSI, and I see I have a bullish divergence. I'm taking that long 100 times out of 100, and probably 80 times out of those 100, you're going to win, okay? So you win, you're still in the trade, you're doing good. Here's the thing. You're going to have to clear 7,719 up to 7,750. So you got about a $30 range right here. Once you get up above that, you're probably coming back for the highs, but I'm going to show you why that's not super likely to happen. But you do have massive support right down here. You have massive support here and you have massive support here. How do I know that? Because there's 312,000 futures contracts worth of volume that happened right here. And there's 494,000 contracts worth of volume that happened right here. Now, if you lose that, this is a big problem. You could be coming all the way down to about $7,300. There's a couple of pit stops along the way. I'll show you. One right here, and then bang, $7,300. That's a 5% drop. Now, why do I not think that we're probably going to go up above this? I'm going to show you the correlated market that will probably hold this down, okay? If you hit here, this is about 700,000 worth of contracts on the NASDAQ that is going to hold you down. You're probably going to hit this and reject, and then you're probably going to come down here for this support, which is 115,000. Now, look at how much resistance this is. 675,000 contracts in volume versus the support of 115,000 contracts in volume. Which one do you think is likely to hold up more? Probably the one with the way bigger volume, right? Now, one thing, if you do get up above 29,570, you're probably coming to about $30,000. But if you lose 28,804, which is not a huge support, I could see us doing this. Coming up here, rejecting, coming down here, breaking this support down, and then watch this. This is where it gets real nutty. This is where it gets real nasty for the NASDAQ. You got about a 5% potential drop that could take you down to the $27,200 range. And you've only got one pit stop right here, 232,000 in volume. So there is more resistance in terms of contract volume here than there is support on both of these places combined, okay? So the NASDAQ is not looking super hot, my friends. It's just not looking super hot. I'm just going to be honest with people, right? So let's go ahead and get into the comments section. Let's see what everybody's saying, and let's take it from there. Hello, Bost Jan 9489. I appreciate you for showing up. All right, we got 36 people across all platforms on this stream. Let me light my cigar. The Riser 174. Dude, this dude is like the bear of bears, bro. This dude only wants to see a bear market. I don't know why you want to see a bear market. Like, what does it matter, bro? Like, well, back in the bear market, what does it matter? I make money both ways. I don't care, bear market, bull market. But it seems like by your comments on every stream, you're like rooting on the bear market to continue. I don't know. It's weird, man. Matt and Nair, hello. Heading to 50K. Okay. All right. Bro, you should really get the indicators. You should really get the indicators. Okay. So let me just show you something really quick. I'm going to go to the 4-hour chart and I'm going to just zoom out. No, let's go to the 12-hour chart. Screw it. I just want to show this guy something really quick. The riser guy, gal, I don't know what you are, right? Okay, dude. So if we go, we're not going to 50K first off. Your support is actually at 48. Okay, there's that, right? This is where you would actually go right here. Okay, and that's math. That's just simple math. Okay, now in order for you to go there, you got to look at all the support that you got to break down, right? Now, the one thing I will say is if you somehow break down 62, you're probably going to come down for the lows at 57.5. And if you lose that, you're literally losing the prior range from the prior, from the prior bull run before we went to 120 some odd K. You're losing the support from that. And I'll show you where that support was. See this range? That's where your old range was from after you hit your old all-time highs, right? So my point in saying that is, first off, dude, you got to break down 72,000 to 62.5. Then you got to move all the way down to 57 to 58. And then once you lose that, is it plausible that you come to 48? Yes. But dude, like, I don't know, man. I just always find it weird when people like talk in these absolutes. Like, oh, we're going to 50K. Why? Why are we going to 50K? Like, what's your reasoning? Like, do what I just did and explain to me, like, what gets us to 50K, right? Support that with some evidence. And it's not because I care. I don't care if Bitcoin goes to 50K. I'll short that shit all the way down. And then I'll pick it up on the bottom. I'm trading, bro. It doesn't matter. I don't have these big bags of Bitcoin where I'm like, I'm like Super Bowl. I don't care. The market, I don't care if the stock market goes down. I don't care if gold and silver go down or up. Actually, I do care if gold and silver go up, just because that's where I put the majority of my like long-term portfolios inside of gold and silver. But like, the only thing that I ask of you, bro, is like, if you want to talk in absolutes like this, just give me the reasoning and basis behind it, right? You should get the indicators. And then you'll have reasoning and basis. Michael Chappelle, Dave Chappelle's white brother from another mother. I appreciate you, my friend. Alts are about to get destroyed. All right, I'm just going to stop sharing your stuff, bro. Morning, Drew, SPPP. Yeah, let's do SPPP. No problem. I don't know what that is. Actually, let's go ahead. Give me 1 second. I'm going to just share the screen. Bang. Okay. SPPP, right? Okay. SPPP. Whoops. Platinum and Palladium Trust. Now I got you. You're going metals, brother. You going metals, Paul H? I like the metals. Dude, I mean, like, I made my bones on the metals, dude. Okay. I got to do it to you. I got to do it to you, Paul. I got to do it. I'm a proud father. You know, I built all these indicators. I built this entire system around the indicators. You got the nice order. Dude, let's just start at the beginning, bro. Right? You created these order blocks right here, right? You can kind of see them right there, right? Look what happened when price entered them. Boom. That just like marked a huge, huge downtrend. Then you got the 1 hour SFP right there. You got the triangle. Bang, baby. And then guess what happened? You came right down here into this nice little support and you caught the absolute bottom. Even if you didn't catch this, that's perfectly fine, because guess what? You could have caught it right here and right here. And then guess what? You also could have caught it right here where we made the order blocks. You could have caught it right here where we made the order blocks. I mean, hell, you could even caught it right there if you wanted to, right? As long as you're protecting yourself from the gap down. But you probably would have lost on this trade. But every other trade, boom, 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 boom. Every other trade you won on, even this one, massive gap up the next day. Absolutely insane. Dude, look at this one. Gap up. Revisited the order block. Up. Revisited the order block. Up. Rejected from the order block. Bang. That's insane, bro. I mean, I can't tell you how well these things work, okay? So as it sits right now, we are rejecting from resistance. $15.17. Really what you got to do, you got to get up above 15.27. And then, dude, I mean, honestly, you're probably going to fly from there because you're going to break this support down really fast. Like, it's not even resistance. If you get up above 15.20, call it 15.30, you're probably coming up into about 16 to 16.50. That's insane. Like, that's a big move up, dude. That is a big, big move up. So let's say you break it down here. You've got 5.5% upside to 8, even maybe 9% upside really, really quickly. Now, you are bouncing from support right here. What would I like to see happen? You either have to uphold this and take your shot. Whoa. You either have to uphold this right here, 1450, and take your shot, or you need to uphold 1384-ish. I would rather come down to about 1420 and bounce, but ultimately you've got massive support all the way down to 1380. Okay. So hopefully that gets you where you're going on SPPP. Let's see, what else do we got? Michael Chappelle wants me to look at Hood, Robin Hood. Absolutely insane, dude. Absolutely insane how well these things work. Michael, does this surprise you that you got the rejection from the order block, that you front ran the order block, got the rejection, and then you got this order block, revisited it, and then moved down? It doesn't surprise me. What about whenever you created these order blocks here, revisited it twice, and then moved up, and then created another order block right here, came right back down into it, tagged it, moved up, and then created another order block right here, tagged it, and then moved up, and then created another order block right here, and that's now your new support. Does that surprise you at all? You've been watching my streams for long enough. You've been seeing the indicators in action for long enough. My guess is it probably doesn't surprise you that this is rejecting right here and that it has support right here. So here's my bias. if you lose the 1 hour lows, which is 102.80, you're coming down into the low 90s, $90 to about 93 bucks. Okay. Now, if you can use this as support, probably 107.50 to about 105. If you can use this as support and bounce, even where we're bouncing right now, right? You just got to get through right here, 116. Once you get up above 116, damn, there's a lot of volume here. You're going to 120. Yeah, almost exactly 120. Once you get up above 120.50, you're looking at 23, okay? I mean, that's some pretty decent movement up if you can get there. Then, dude, if you clear this, you're probably not going to have much resistance. Yeah, dude, you're coming up to like 130 to 137. That's absolutely insane. What else did you want to see? I think you said DKS. Yeah, DKS. We can do it. We can do DKS too. Dicks. Dicks. You want to see some dicks? Sporting goods, right? Damn, bro. Look at that. Jesus. What happened to you, Dick? Man. That sucks. Woo. I mean, honestly, bro, this one is horrible. Like this just got murdered, like really, really badly. So what you want to see is you want to uphold. I mean, this thing is massively like swinging, dude. Like this thing is massively swinging. Let's just zoom in because this is crazy. Let's zoom in. Bro, I'm going to be honest with you. Like, you got way too much resistance here, man. Are you going to close the gap? Probably not until you come down here and mitigate like 109, and then you can start getting a push up. I'm just being real with you. I probably would not trade this, dude, to be honest with you. I would probably stay away from this. There's better setups right now. 640,000 in cumulative volume here. 134,000, 32,000, 187,000. 3.57 million shares. I mean, are you getting up above 180 anytime soon? No. Are you going to have a really, really hard time just getting your way up to 180? Absolutely, dude. You have like maybe almost $5 million worth of, or 5 million shares that traded through here. You want to see what the math is on that? What was the price here? We'll just call it roughly. That is $750 million in short volume just here. That is a lot of volume that's going to hold you down. You're probably coming down here, dude. And if you lose that, I mean, I can't even zoom out far enough to see where you're going. We got to go to the friggin' daily chart, man. Yeah, I mean, if you lose 100, if you lose, yeah. If you lose 110, you're coming down to about $100. You lose 94, bro, you're coming down to $70. That's insane. That is insane. INFQ. Let's check out INFQ. Oh my God, look at this chart. Good Lord. Horrible looking chart. Like, this is just an ugly chart, my man. I'm just being honest with you. This is one of the ugliest charts you're going to see. Look at that. Boom, bang, boom, bang, boom, bang, boom, blah, blah, blah. Like, what the fuck is this? But in any case, you requested it. So we zoom in and we show you where everything is happening. Okay. Well, this is pretty simple, right? You created the order blocks here at the bottom. You tagged them. You moved up. You created the order blocks here whenever you moved up. Again, you tagged into them. Almost 50% straight into the 50% range of them. You moved up. You got the nice little swing failure pattern. You moved up. You got the double swing failure patterns. You moved up, right? And then guess where you moved up? You guessed it, right to the institutional resistance. And you got your swing failure pattern happening, your triangle inside of your box, and you move down. So you're bouncing from support right now. Ultimately, bro, if you don't uphold $13, you're coming down to 12 bucks. You're going to get like a 10% down push. Okay. So what do you want to ultimately see? You want to see you get up through here and clear 1450. That way you can start moving up towards here. And I'll show you. You clear 1450, you're probably coming up to about 17 bucks. This is not going to be huge resistance. So you're probably going to come basically directly to right about there. Okay. So it gets real nasty once you lose this level. It gets even nastier once you lose this one because you're coming down to sub $10. Okay. So you got to watch out on this one. That's a terrible looking chart, man. I'm not doing GDX. I already did gold. GDX just follows gold. I will do SanDisk. Absolutely. Anything that, okay, just so that people know whenever they're requesting. I know you know this, Boss Jan. Anything that's gold adjacent, anything that's silver adjacent, anything that's Bitcoin adjacent, anything that's S&P adjacent, anything that's NASDAQ adjacent, I'm not doing it. Why? Because I already did analysis on gold, silver, S&P, NASDAQ, and Bitcoin futures. They're just going to run together. Just is what it is. Okay. So yeah. And in any case, just get the indicators, throw them on your chart, right? And you'll be able to do that analysis for yourself. And you can base it off of my analysis if you want to. SanDisk, baby, let's get it. Yeah, so SanDisk is doing exactly what we were talking about yesterday, where it's bouncing from this support and it went up almost to the exact resistance. Now it's rejecting. It's front running the support. My guess, you're probably going to get through 1600 and you're going to run into massive resistance right here at 1795 down to about 1700. Okay, so even once you get through 1600, your upside is capped by this massive order block set right here. 4 order blocks with 1.35 million in volume. You want to know how much volume that is? I'll show you. $2 billion worth of short volume right here, right? You've got about, I don't know, I'd say about $400 million worth of support here. You've got massive support. So what I would like to see is you uphold this level and then you come through, you smash here, and you kind of start moving your way up and you smash through this level. Once you do that, you're coming up to almost $2,000, $1,900. You clear 1950, you're coming up in the 2,300 to about $2,150 range. Okay, now you've got massive institutional support here from 1,430 all the way down to about $1,200. So, I mean, honestly, you've got a lot of room here for this thing to kind of come down into these order blocks and eventually catch its bounce. But once you lose this level, dude, you're coming down to about $1,000 before you actually catch a real bounce. Okay. So that's what I would want to see on SanDisk if I'm looking to move up. Hey, gold and silver. I know you want something that's not gold or silver, but it's not trading like the other miners. Hitting all-time high, even higher than when gold was 5K and silver. Is that a ticker? I thought you were just like saying something, bro. Gold and silver. Okay, I see what you're saying. Yeah, bro, you're right. It's not trading like gold and silver at all. But guess what? The order blocks still call it out, baby. The order blocks still call it out. How do I know that, right? Look, nice little swing failure pattern at the bottom. Tagged the order block, moved up, right? You caught the bottom on this, perfectly fine. You created a nice little order block set right here. Damn, dude, this thing just moved. Like, you would have had to go down to like the 15-minute charts to catch the trend on this. But once you hit this nice move up and you're in a 100% uptrend, as you can see right here, 100% uptrend, all you do is you wait for it to come back and test the top end of that, what is called, most people call fair value gap. I call it a displacement gap. Tested the top end of it, boom, blasted up, right? So, I mean, ultimately, what am I looking for? I mean, you got to uphold 34.72. If not, you're probably coming down to about $32. Okay, now we can actually, and if you want to learn this, you got to get on my office hours call. You can find that in the description as well. We're actually doing it on Friday. It does cost money. I'm going to be honest with you. It does cost money, but every good thing in life costs money. So you can either be mad about it or not. But let's go to the 4-hour chart. Okay, where's the 4-hour highs? Right here at $40.16. Where's the 4-hour lows? All the way down here. Nah, I'm not going to pull that. I'm going to pull this from the old highs to the new 1-hour lows that were right here. This is probably where you're going to go, to be honest with you. And you can learn how to do this. If you're going to all-time highs, you're coming up $41.50 to $42. Then what you'll do, if you do come up here, you'll probably, if you're going to keep going up, you're going to use this as support. You're going to bounce, and then you're going to be coming up to $43.50 to $44.50. And then if you're going to continue moving up from there, you're going to use this as support and then move up past it. And then by that time, you will have new highs and new lows on the 4-hour chart where you can actually, use my proprietary deviation zones to actually like predict where things are going to go. Okay, so let's go ahead. Let's just do that again really quick. Bang. Okay, so we'll leave that on the chart. ONG USDT pumping now where it landed. I don't know. We'll see. ONG USDT. Ontology gas. Good Lord, bro. Good Lord. Look at that. The order block indicator does not lie. Look at the massive, massive drop you would have got on that. Look at this one. You're probably going to get a nice rejection here, dude. I mean, you already did, right? We're on the 1-hour chart. That's insane, dude. Like, what I would want to see, I would want to come back down to right about here to find support and then start moving up, okay? Because that's, I mean, once you clear this right here, it's about 19.5 cents exactly. Call it 19.6 cents or something like that. Let's see let's go to the 4-hour chart and zoom out. Once you clear this 19.6 cents-ish, right? If you somehow clear this, okay? Dude, I mean, you don't really have resistance up to about 26 cents for real. Like, there's not a lot of resistance. It's already all been taken. But let's zoom in. Let's go back down to the 1-hour chart. Let's just go to the 2-hour chart, actually, and zoom in. I'll show you your support. Your real support is going to be right here, okay? Now, if you lose 8.27 cents, I mean, you've lost 50% of the gains here, right? But you're probably going to be coming down to about 6 to 6.5 cents, okay? That's what I would be looking for. I would be looking for the entry right around here. 11 cents. I would look for that retrace, man. I would really want to see that retrace. This thing's way too overextended right now. Hype for a long. Didn't we do hype yesterday? And I showed you guys how I called the top on hype. You're talking about hyper liquid, right? So this is how I called the top on hyper liquid, just so you know. What I just showed you on that last chart where I showed you the deviation zones, this is how that plays out. Right? That was my first deviation zone. Look where it came, man. Let's go to the 1-hour chart. I cannot make this stuff up. I cannot make this stuff up. Bearish divergences. I mean, dude, you already, dude, screw the long, bro. You should have shorted. You should have shorted right here. I literally gave that level yesterday. I literally gave the level yesterday. Look at this. Look at this, bro. Look, it's a bearish divergence. You've got massive bearish divergence happening at the highs, hitting the deviation zone at all-time highs. Look at how massive this bearish divergence is, bro. That's textbook 100% short all day, bro. You got that right here. Here's your target. Boom. And then once you smash through that, this is your next target, right? I would not be longing. Hold on. Let's go back to the 1-hour chart. See how those deviation zones play out? So if you reject from here and you lose this, you're probably not going to be coming up here, right? But if you can uphold this level right here, you can try and take your long here. You're probably coming up to about $93 to $97. So if you're looking for a long, I would say this would probably be your best bet right here, right? It's happened twice. Boom, boom, went right there, right? Is it likely to hold up again? No. The reason is because there's no institutional money there, right? So if you come down here and you lose it, you got to start shorting until you get down to at least $70.50. And your real support, it's going to be right here from $68.50 to $64. I know that that's not what you want to hear, man, because that's a huge range. But hey, dude, it is what it is. Whenever you get pumps like this, you got to be patient, dude. So like, that's how I get down. You do whatever you want to do. Avgo, didn't we do this yesterday too? Broadcom? Maybe not. We got 14 minutes left. Everybody get your requests in or whatever, right? Dude, Avgo's looking bad. It's looking bad, bro. It's looking bad. Okay, Broadcom's probably coming down here to about 320. Okay, let's get to the 1 hour chart. Let everything reload. You've got one support here at 340. You lose 340, you're coming to 320. You lose 320, you're coming to 290. You lose that, bro, you're coming into the 260s and 250s. Like, this one looks horrible, to be honest with you. Let's zoom in on where the resistances are going to be. I mean, you've got resistance from all the way here, all the way to up to here. Okay, so ultimately, what do I need to see? You got to clear this one first. 245,000 shares in volume. That's not small volume. I'm going to be honest with you. You're probably going to come up here, reject, come right down here to 340. Okay. Second to that, 770,000 shares worth of volume happened here. Until you get back above 369, nothing looks good for Broadcom. Then you've got this, bro. I'm going to be honest with you. Are you going to get up above 380? Dude, you're going to get a massive rejection here. There's 1.77 million shares worth of volume. Dude, that's like over $500 million in institutional short rejection ability right there. Once you get through this, though, I'm going to be honest with you, 380, you're going to clear this pretty quickly, most likely, right? You're going to clear this pretty quickly. And you're probably going to be coming up more towards around like $432, which is where your daily, your 12-hour, and your 4-hour highs are, okay? Do you always use the 1 hour time frame to get into the trade when you are using the triangles for a day trade? What time frame do you use as a swing trade, daily or weekly? That's actually a really good question. So that's actually a really good question. My baseball playing friend, you are in Alpha Intelligence and Nordic Alpha. So you kind of see me doing this on a daily basis, especially whenever I'm giving out my trade ideas. Give me 1 second. Let me light my cigar. Yes, I smoke 18 cigars a day. Yes, this is a ST DuPont lighter. Listen, that's how you can tell. And yes, my wife is probably cooler than yours because she got me this. In any case, do I always use the 1 hour time frame to get into the trade? No. The levels are the levels, bro. At the end of the day, like, it doesn't matter. The levels are the levels. You know, it's like the levels don't move, right? So if I have an order block there, that order block's going to be there on the 1 hour chart, as whether I'm on the 1 hour, the 4 hour, the 15-minute chart, I'm still going to see that order block. But when I'm setting up the trades, especially for swing trades, I'm going to be setting them up on 1 hour to 4 hour chart timeframes based on the like 4 hour and 1 hour highs and lows. But a lot of times my swing trades just turn into day trades because I'm not greedy. I don't care. I just want to make money, right? So I'm not going to hold a trade and risk it turning back on me. Okay. Then if I'm looking for my entries, I base it on whatever time frame that I'm looking on. Like say, for example, I've got like I'm looking for swing failure patterns to happen, the triangles inside of the order block that's below us, right? And I'm looking for those blue triangles pointing up. I'm going to look at that from a 15-minute, 30-minute, 1 hour perspective because those time frames actually matter. And then I'll probably enter, you know, somewhere on the anywhere from 3, 5, 15-minute chart, something like that. The smaller term time frame charts are just for refining your entries. They're not for like anything else more than that, really. Man, you're good at trading. I want to be like you when I grow up. I mean, you're probably going to get there, bro. Like if you stay with the Alpha Intelligence Indicators and you stay inside of Nordic Alpha and you're learning directly from me, anybody that wants to, they can learn directly from me, man. All you got to do is join the office hours call. You can literally subscribe to it every single month where I give you 2 hours of my time privately with a group of people. You can come in and you can ask me any question that you want. And I also just go over and teach you my exact methodology. I don't just teach you the indicators. I teach you why the indicators matter. Like what's behind the indicators, my methodology. When you understand my methodology and the way that I trade, even better. UNH for a swing trade. Yeah, I'm not just going to give you trades, bro. That's called financial advice. I'll do the TA, but I'm not a financial advisor and I will not break the law to give you a swing trade. Dude, the swing trade already probably happened, dude. It's right there. Watch. My guess is what's going to happen. Let the indicators zoom in for a second. My guess is what's going to happen is you're getting your rejection right here. You kind of front ran it. You're probably going to get a little bit of a rejection here, move down, or this could be your bounce, right? This could have been your swing trade right here. Let's see what the volume is on this. This is probably where your swing trade actually happened. You have the indicators, bro. You got to pick this stuff out, man. Yeah, 150,000 in volume up here. So that's like, what's that? 600 million in short volume. $60 million in short volume there. What do we have here? Yeah, 100,000. I mean, this is good support. What's probably going to happen? You're probably going to come up here and reject. Some type of order blocks happen there. You start moving up. The trend is your friend. You're starting to trend up. But ultimately, what you want to do, you got to break this high, dude. You got to break this 4-hour high right here. And then you got to get up above 409. Okay. But ultimately, I mean, you really just need to uphold 394. I would like to see a triangle happen inside of the box here with a bearish or bullish divergence, right? That's your swing trade. If you're looking for something that's like that would get you a decent profit is my guess. It's worth taking the shot. I don't have a bull run with midterms. Got it. This dude's hilarious, bro. The bear market will continue. It's gonna get worse. Bro, this dude has literally no reasoning or basis behind the shit that he says. It's hilarious. He just says stuff and acts like it. Like, all right, bro. I'm fucking Shaquille O'Neal, dude. I'm Shaquille O'Neal. I don't need to prove that to you. I'm 7 foot. I'm a 7'1" black man, NBA legend that's in the Hall of Fame. You're watching the Shaquille O'Neal YouTube channel right now. All right. Since we're saying stuff that we don't have to prove, right? Love the indicators. Can you talk about when you expect an order block to fail? No, I cannot. We're doing TA. Hit the likes, smoke a stogie, have a coffee. Because we only got like 6 minutes left, E. Hopkins. I'm pretty sure you're in the Discord. And yeah, ask the question. Give it to him for free. Yeah, dude, drop your friggin' TradingView username in the comments section, the riser. We'll give you something that you can actually come back with some reasoning and basis behind the things that you're saying. Go build a thesis and then bring it back. I'll give you free access to the indicators for 2 days. 50K if is Sailor sells. Yeah. I'm late as a naked POC person of Brother Ortho, Kanye West as a naked POC person of color. I'm requesting Air J stock. Is that Air Jordan? That would be hilarious. I got to give you the Kanye.
You ain't got the answers.
Kanye,
you ain't got the answers.
Bro, I'm asking you.
You
a
ain't
question.
been doing the education.
Bro.
You ain't been doing the education.
Kanye.
Brother Ortho, #1 comment today. Lock it in. There's no way there's a better comment than what Brother Ortho just said. Hilarious. I'm late as a naked POC, which is one of our indicators. Person of color. He wants to see Air J stock. Bro, I'm dying, bro. I'm dying. We got to pull up the naked POC just for that. Where's Air J? Air Jewel Technologies Corporation. All right, let's check it out. Bro, you deserve this one, bro. I'm going to give you some good analysis on this. All right. Air J for my naked POC here, Brother Ortho, a.k.a. Kanye, a.k.a. not yay, right? Boom. You got to uphold right here. You got to uphold $4.26. You're probably going to get this rejection that brings you somewhere down to it. And here's the funny thing. My NPOC, brother, you got an ND POC right here, naked daily POC with 3,000 in volume. If you catch a swing failure pattern here with a bearish or a bullish divergence, you could be longing, but you're longing into some major resistance right here. Ultimately, you got to come up to the other naked POC right here, right? And you got to clear it, which is at $5.90. And then you're probably flying first right here to about $6.80 and then second to $7.30. Now, what's more likely to happen? You're probably going to break this down, come right here to about $4.34. If you lose $4.28, you're coming to about $4, dude. That's just what it is, dude. Dude, like, come on, bro. Everybody, give this dude a round of applause. Like, where's it at? Where's it at? This is the legendary. This is the legend of legendary comments, dude. Absolutely. Do I have something for you? Like, do I have like some people clapping or something? I don't. I wish I had a media asset that I could give you like some claps on that, dude. That was wonderful. Drew, BE totally spiked at 227, took profits, knowing that huge volume resistance was right around the corner at 231 due to the indicators. Thanks again. Telling you, dude. Telling you guys this works. Yeah. Let's just show everybody what you're talking about. He's talking about Bloom Energy. Spiked at 227, okay? Spiked to 227 right here. Front ran that order block, had some nice resistance here. This would have been your fair value gap, like all the way down to here, right? This is your fair value gap. You get into that fair value gap, bang, you took your profits. Now you're looking at what, 231? 231. Yeah, if we can come back down here, this would be nice. If you could come right back down here to about 202, I think you're coming to anywhere from about 227 to 235. You're going to get some massive resistance there, but you have huge support here, dude. You have huge support. Your real ultimate support, to be honest with you, it's right here at 170, but are you going to see 170 anytime? Maybe not. Okay, Drew, keep killing it. This thing will snowball into a big community. Man, I appreciate you, bro. I seriously, I appreciate you. Thanks very much for covering SPPP, Brother Ortho. Your Ethereum prediction. Okay, let's run through. Dick is massively swinging. Dick is massively swinging. What is it? Dick's Sporting Goods. Dude, look at the swinging Dick on this. Like, seriously, Dick just swung like super hard. Like, this is a huge swing for a Dick, right? For Dicks, right? This is, I don't know if any other streams have Dicks swinging this hard. That's a rejection and a half. Yikes. LOL. All right, we've got our last one, Matt and I. This is like the first stream we've ever actually gotten through all of them. Let's do ETH. We have 1 minute. We got to put on some friggin', dude. Yeah, ETH is nuts, man. Let's go to the 4-hour chart on ETH. We're going to have to zoom a little bit out. Okay, so ETH, we've got support at 2307. You lose that, I'm going to be honest with you. Let's see how much volume's on these. Ain't shit here. You lose 307, dude, you're probably going to be coming down 2307. You're probably coming down to about $2,000. Okay. That's where you're probably going to find support. Okay. Now, past that, let's show you where the resistance is and where your price targets could be, right? Let the indicators indicate. Oh, yeah. All right. Look at that. This is actually pretty massive upside. If you can break 2550, you're probably coming to about $2,800. You might front run it with my naked daily POCs here, but I doubt it. It's such low volume. You're probably going to come up to 2750 almost immediately, and then you're probably coming to about 2,800 bucks. You clear 2,800, my friends, you're going to immediately hit 3,000, and then you're ultimately probably going to land somewhere in the 3,200 to 3,350 range. That's on ETH, okay? So really what needs to happen in order for us to see those types of prices? I mean, ultimately, I would like to see this happen right here. I want to uphold 2172, where these order blocks kind of stop right here. And really, it would be nice if we could uphold 2,300 exactly, right? So this level right here, but your worst case scenario, uphold 2174 right here. That should help, okay? My guess is you're probably going to break through. You're going to recede here, and then you're going to break through those resistances, start heading your way up to about $2,800. And that's that, dude, especially if Bitcoin goes where I think it's going to go, which is down to 74 and then up to 84. You're probably going to see ETH hit that 2,800 like relatively quickly, okay? So let me know if that's helpful to you guys. Seriously, we ran through, I don't even know how many assets today. I showed you the trades that we had set up in advance in Nordic, every single one of them winners, absolutely massive trades. We base all of our analysis on the indicators. I base all of my trade ideas on the indicators. Why? Because all the trading indicators are my methodology automated. This is what I would normally do on a chart for you, but it does it for me in 8 seconds instead of 4 hours like it would take normally. I would not be able to do the analysis that I'm doing for you guys if I didn't have the indicators that automate all of it, because it's such a manual and tedious process. Try the indicators for $7 for a week, man. If they don't absolutely change your life, just cancel and then say, hey, and then come back to the stream and say, hey, Drew, you suck. You lied. But you guys see the comments section. I literally put every single comment on the screen. Every single comment I put on the screen. I don't delete any comments. I don't suppress any comments. Even old boy that's like, I'm going to say something and then not back it up with any facts or any basis, I still put his comments on the screen. Why? Because I think that's important for transparency's purposes. So go try out the indicators, see if they work for you, or don't. If you don't want to try out the indicators, fine. Keep showing up to the streams, man. Smash the like button for me. Hit subscribe. Obviously, hit that notification bell. Share this around, dude. I'll be more than happy to have you in any community that I'm at, that I have, and I'm more than happy to have all of you on the streams right now. I appreciate you seriously so much. I would not have a platform without you. I would not have invented these indicators if it wasn't for all of you pushing me to do that. So seriously, from the bottom of my heart, I appreciate you. Everybody have a good day. I will see you all tomorrow. Peace.